Can you do this alone, this entrepreneur thing? Have you ever thought about that? Are you strong enough mentally to go through the mud alone? You might have to. It is not uncommon for entrepreneurs to face adverse reactions and opinions from partners or family members when they announce that they want to start a business. It happens. I've seen it. You're smart. You're motivated. You want to do something big. You're on the verge of being a young boss, and we're going to help you get there. I'm your host, Isabelle Guarino, and welcome to the Young Boss Podcast, where youth is your power. You know how some people aren't cut out to be entrepreneurs? Well, some people aren't cut out to be the spouse or the friend or the brother of an entrepreneur. Not everyone is wired to handle the chaos, the uncertainty, or the relentless ambition that comes with entrepreneurship. The reality is, some of the people closest to you will project their fears and insecurities and regrets onto you. This week, we're diving in. How do you navigate relationships with parents or partners who just don't get it? How do you set boundaries without cutting people off? And most importantly, how do you keep moving forward even when you're met with doubt and criticism? At the end of the day, your dream is your responsibility. And the truth is, you can do this alone, but you don't have to. You just need to know how to protect your energy and stay focused. This one hits close to home for a lot of us because entrepreneurship can be lonely, especially when people who should be cheering you on are telling you that you can't, you won't, you shouldn't. And if you've been there or you're there right now, then let me tell you, you are not alone. Let's kick this off with something important. It's not that your parents or your partner don't love you. They do. But love can make people scared. They hear entrepreneurship and their minds go straight to worst case scenarios. You'll go broke, you'll fail, you'll embarrass yourself. They think they're protecting you. Their adverse reactions to your goals or dreams are because they're worried about you. They do care about you. Or it's a selfish reaction because they weren't or aren't bold enough to chase their dreams, their big idea. It's a reaction out of envy or jealousy or fear, or maybe they're scared. Perhaps they don't understand. Maybe they couldn't do it themselves, or they've heard too many horror stories of business owners or have witnessed an epic downfall of other friends or family members. Maybe they heard about a friend's business that flopped, or maybe they tried something once and failed, but their fear isn't about you. It's about them. They're projecting their own doubts onto your dream, and that's their fear, not yours. You need to remind yourself of this every single day. God put something in your heart for a reason. That vision wasn't given to your parents or your partner or your friend. It was given to you. And it might not make sense to them, and that's okay. Personally, I've found that certain friends, when I share my big goals with them or things that I want to accomplish, they try to tear me down or say that I'm not going to be able to do it. I really just have boundaries with them, and I stop talking to them about those certain things. It doesn't mean that they are not my friend. It doesn't mean that I don't love them or they don't love me. It's just one of those situations where I choose to pull back and not have those conversations about my ambitions with them. The level of friendship does change, and the way I think about them and how much I respect them sometimes can be adjusted, but it doesn't mean that they're completely out of my life. I just have to protect my own self because many times we're our own worst critic, and if you are surrounding yourself with people who are just going to criticize you, it's not going to get you very far. Other times, maybe you haven't communicated your dream effectively, and communication is not just important in business. It's important to be able to communicate about your business outside of your business too. And you're inevitably going to have to do that. Business takes a ton of time and energy and resources, and it would be a shame for entrepreneurs to not acknowledge and recognize the toll that it can take on your friends and family and partners. It's a different type of commitment. There's a reason that there are more W-2s handed out each year than 1099s and S-Corp filings. Your loved ones may not support you because they don't understand what you're trying to achieve. The way you communicate your dream or your business or even your day-to-day and the expectations these people should have of you, it matters. It will help you protect your relationship and enforce the boundaries that everybody needs during these times of change. let's get into the practical stuff. Just because people don't support your dream doesn't mean you need to cut them off. This isn't about saying, fuck them, I'm done with you, right? Relationships are complicated and you can still love people and protect yourself from their negativity. It's all about setting boundaries. This doesn't mean that they shouldn't be in your life. It just means that you need to be cautious during your interactions with them. Here's the thing, if someone can't offer encouragement or support right now, that's okay. But you don't need to discuss your business with them. Avoid conversations that drain your energy. And if they ask how your business is going, and you can say, it's going amazing, and leave it at that. It could be going amazingly terrible, but they don't need to know that, right? For them, it's going amazing, okay? And if they're not going to give you words of encouragement and love during this time, avoid those conversations and protect your energy. It's interesting. A study done by the University of California, San Francisco reported that entrepreneurs are 50% more likely to report experiencing mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. I see it every day with my business owner friends. And having subpar interactions with the people you care about can contribute to these feelings and emotions. And that's okay, but you need to do your best to manage those interactions so they don't worsen things that you've already been experiencing mentally. When you find yourself feeling lonely in these moments, seek community outside of your traditional circle. Join business groups with like-minded people. Find a fitness community you resonate with. Find people who are willing to support you and champion you during those periods of time. I remember one time I had a girlfriend who came to me and shared how she was so excited to start a business. And she's telling me everything that she wants to do and how she's going to get there and who she's going to be serving and how much money it's going to take. And we just had the most beautiful conversation and I was so proud and excited for her. And when I asked her, hey, how's your partner doing? Is he supportive of this? Is he excited for you? She was like, oh, well, I tried to have a conversation with him about it and he was really not that into it. And I could tell by her energy that something was off. So I started asking more like, what do you mean? Did everything go okay? Well, he doesn't think it's a smart idea and this, that, and the other. And I, lo and behold, find out that her partner was not just like kind of against it. He was very against it. And he did not want her to quit her 9-to-5 and go fully into this. And 6 months later, when I meet up with her again and I'm asking her how it went, she didn't start that business. And I get it. It's your partner. And I'm not telling you like go get a divorce because your partner doesn't want you to start a business. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I do think that his influence in her life stopped her from accomplishing her dream. And this is about protecting your dream while it's still growing. Think of it like planting a garden. When your seeds are just starting to sprout, you don't let anyone trample on them. You don't let dogs run wild, right? You put up a net to protect them from the birds. You nurture them until they're strong enough to handle life and environment. And you have to do this to protect your business and your mental health throughout the entrepreneurial journey. Here's something you need to prepare for. Not everyone will understand your journey. And over time, people's opinions will shift. Some people might come around once you start succeeding. Suddenly, they'll be your biggest cheerleader wanting to collaborate and asking for favors. And hey, if they do come around and genuinely support you, that's beautiful and embrace it. It's not time to rub it in their face and say, I told you so. Just let it go. Let it go. Hey everyone, I want to share something that has truly changed my charging game. It's the 360 electrical. When I got this cord, oh my goodness, you guys, I'm always in need of a quick charge, whether I'm on the go in the car or at the airport. I want to be able to plug it in and 15 minutes later be on full battery, and that's exactly what this has done for me. It delivers 240 watts of ultra fast charging, so you're back to full battery in no time. It is perfect for those last-minute travel emergencies. It's got a super long cord and it doesn't fray. It keeps everything nice and tidy, super easy to travel with, take with you on the road. So if you want to grab yours today, head to 360electrical.com and use promo code YoungBoss for 20% off your order. Now, back to the show. I've had friends who, when I first started in business, they did not understand what I was looking to do. And they were super upset about the decisions I was making, about how I was going about my life, spending less time with friends and more time committed to my business. And it almost ended our friendship. They did not get that that was my number one priority. They didn't see the vision I saw. They didn't see my commitment. And we really kind of took a pause on our friendship. Well, once I started being successful and they needed help and needed support, guess who they're reaching out to? Of course, me, because now I have what they wanted, what they needed. And it's one of those things that, I'm glad that I took the pause because I didn't need that interaction in my life then. And when they came back later, okay, you could call it whatever you want to call it. But for me, if they were once a friend, they can always be a friend. I'm just looking at them and holding them in a different area of my life. The reality is not all friends are going to be there with you throughout. Not all of your family members are going to be there with you throughout. If they can be who you need them to be and come around, amazing. But be ready for the other side too. Some people may double down on their negativity and say things like, "You've changed and you think you're better than us now." They might even talk behind your back about how your business won't last or how all you care about is business. They could become double down haters and literally talk shit about you and your business. And you need to be emotionally ready for this. When people act like this, it's a reflection of their own insecurities, not a reflection of your worth. Remember, what they think of you is none of your business. Let me be blunt. If you need other people's approval to move forward, you will never reach your full potential. Period. Think about it. Do you think legends like Jeff Bezos and Steve Jobs wasted a single second worrying about what other people thought? Absolutely not. Do you think Jeff Bezos and Steve Jobs or anyone else who was a legend in their space gave a fuck about what anyone else thought? No. There's a study from Harvard that found that entrepreneurs who seek too much external validation are less likely to follow through with their business ideas. Why? Well, because when you rely on others to approve your dreams, you give them power over your decisions. And if you care about what everyone else thinks about you, you will never live to your full potential. And you will never do the things that you were put on this earth to do. I want to tell you a personal story. When my dad passed away, it changed the way that I thought about life and business and taking chances. I saw my mom standing there looking back on all the things in life that she gave up to support him and his business. She sacrificed so many things for other people, right? Not pursuing her career and her goals. And she was an amazing support for my dad and was able to help him build his business. But now that he's gone, she has to live with those choices every day. She built up his dreams and his businesses, not hers. And when my dad died, I realized that my mom had given up on some of the things that she wanted to do in life. And now he's gone and she's got to live with those choices. And that hit me hard. And it made me realize something. You have to make choices for yourself, especially when you're young. You only get this moment, this energy, this youth once. It expires. Don't waste it worrying about what other people think. You will never be young again. You will never have this time again, this energy, this youth again. Do not waste your life. Entrepreneurship and business ownership can also place a massive strain on your romantic relationships, especially if your relationship was established prior to you embarking on the entrepreneurial journey. Your partner may feel neglected because of the grind that's required of you to get your dreams off the ground. And again, it's all about communication. So set those expectations and lay the groundwork of why you're doing this and how it's going to benefit everybody and how much time you're going to make for your partner. And that's an important one. You need to set aside time for them. Losing somebody who already believes in you and loves you is only going to make this entrepreneurial process harder. It makes you beg the question if the road to success is worth it. I've had friends who've gone out to start businesses and, their wives back at home did not understand and were not supportive at all. And it eventually has led to the destruction of their relationship. And that sucks. They were going out to try to start something to provide for their family, to give them a life that they'd never had before. And the partner just could not get on board. They were so upset about it taking time away from the family, so upset about it, being something that was traditionally unstable, and they could not catch that same vision. Risk tolerance is huge in relationships. If you and your partner are really not equally yoked when it comes to risk, that can be a challenge. And that's where communication comes in, because being able to explicitly explain to this person that you will not take any risk that will ruin your household or ruin your relationship is so important. But not just communicating it, holding through to it, actually doing those things. I I don't often talk about my religion when it comes to business, but if you can't tell, I'm a Jesus follower, and I truly believe that each person was sent here with a purpose, a God-given set of skills, and a true life purpose. For some, it's to be a light to others, and for others, it's to build something that changes lives for generations to come. No purpose is too small or too big. But here's what gets me. Here's what drives me every day. I imagine that at the end of my life, when I meet God, He pulls out a document and shows me everything I was meant to do. And it includes what He instilled in my heart. It details the struggles I've been through. It shows my parents and the sacrifices they made. It shows my friends and their role in my life. It shows my education or lack thereof. It shows the fears I had, the doubt I had, the haters, the skills I was blessed with. It shows everything about my life and circumstances. And it lists everything I was meant to do with all the blessings and experiences that He purposefully put me through. And there's a checkbox at the end. Did I do it or did I not? How shitty will I feel if I have to check did not? You did not fulfill your purpose. You did not take that risk. You did not complete your mission here on earth. You did not live your fullest life. You did not put yourself first. You did not live life for you. That's my biggest fear. To stand there knowing that I didn't do what I was meant to do, not because I wasn't capable, but because I was too scared, because I cared too much about what other people think, because I listened to what other people had to say instead of following the vision that God put in my heart. I genuinely believe that there are always signs of what this is and what this looks like. It may not be abundantly clear to you, and I think that there's a misconception that God's going to really speak to certain people, and if you feel like you don't know what God is saying and you're like, I'm confused, where is that? I'm going to tell you, go into the Bible, dive in deep, get with people who are close to God and have those interactions with them, because I think that there's going to be a revelation that's going to show you so clearly what you need to do. And here's the bottom line. You live with you. You die with you. And when no one else is in the room, when it's just you and your thoughts, who are you? That's the person you need to answer to, not your parents, not your partner, not Joe Schmo from down the road. You know, F Joe Schmo, okay? You were put on this earth for a purpose. Stay focused on fulfilling it. And if you take one thing away from today's episode, let it be this. Don't let fear, doubt, or the opinions of others keep you from fulfilling your purpose. Your life is yours, and make it count. Thanks for listening to another episode of Young Boss with me, Isabelle Guarino. Be sure to like, share, and follow on Instagram and TikTok, and subscribe on Spotify and YouTube for weekly episodes. And let me know, what is your calling, and do you have the support of your friends and family? Remember, youth is your power.